Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. And today I will be presenting about the Johor Gayung Academy building proposal. So, this is the introduction. Most of the early parts are the same. So here's the introduction, the table of contents. So the issues are the same: lack of cultural appreciation, increasing crime rate. The objectives are the same. The aim is the same, which is to revitalize and increase the cultural heritage value from the aspect of martial arts by building a Silat Gayung Academy. So the SWOT analysis is the same: the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. So the culture, it remains as Silat Seni Gayung. So in addition to the history, Datuk Mio Abdul Rahman, who was the establisher of Silat Seni Gayung, was given responsibility to teach Silat Gayung to the Signal Corps under Lieutenant Kolpo at the Government Barracks in Singapore. So Signal Corps is the army unit that is in charge of communications. So back then, Johor and Singapore was considered as one state, as they shared maritime borders. And in 1941, Japan's attack upon Pulau Sudong was defeated by Datuk Mio and 7 other noble warriors only by using their knowledge and bravery of Silat Seni Gayung. So in Johor history, Silat Seni Gayung played a very big role in preventing the future attacks of the Japanese army. Number 6 is the client. The client is Persatuan Silat Seni Gayung Malaysia. So these are the focuses of the clients: expand across the globe, preserve cultural heritage, promote Islamic values, and treat everyone as equal. 7, this is the building program, and it's a much more detailed building program compared to last time. So there will be 6 aspects to the building program: membership welfare. Registered members are provided with support and help services from the academy. So these services are for Gayung related issues only. Next is the public exhibition. So there will be a display of Gayung heritage and history to enlighten the community and tourists about the culture. Next is the training sessions. So groups of students up to 14 under the supervision of a certified Gayung instructor. So a certified Gayung instructor is a Silat Gayung member who has the markings of an instructor on their bengkong. So the marking is a rectangular red symbol across their bengkong. So next is the bengkong examinations. So these examinations are to prove an individual worthy for the next level of teachings, and this will be held once every 2 months, approximately 2 months. So next is the sparring competitions. So district to national level tournaments will be held at the academy, which are the tournaments are certified by the Ministry of Education. Then lastly is the performance showcase, which will be performed by the students to promote the 3 fundamental movements of Silat: the Jurus Silat, the Buah Silat, and also the Bunga Silat. This is the yearly schedule. Here's for the first half of the year, from January up till June. So we see from the training timeline, training will be held from early January to early March, slightly before. It will be ending slightly before the midterm holidays. These timelines are all based on the school schedules. So then the next training timeline will be starting after the midterm holidays around the end of March. Then we'll be ending around early June, which is also before the mid-year holidays start. So as for normal categories, which are for students aged 12 and above, they will be having in terms of academic activities in school, they will be having exams right before the holidays. So their training sessions will end slightly early. This will give them time to not just focus on Silat, but also give them time to focus on their academic life. As for children, they do not have important exams. Therefore, they can have more training sessions up to right till the end before the school holidays, the midterm holidays, and also the mid-year holidays. So these two gaps where there are no training sessions when the holidays will take place. So this would give them time to spend with their family. Next is the examination. So examinations will be held towards the end of each training timeline. So for the first timeline, it will be held around the end of February, and for the second timeline, it will be held for the second quarter of the year. It will be held for around the end of May. Now, as for competitions, as stated earlier, only district up to national level competitions can be held in the academy. So school level competitions will be held at their respective schools. So competitions usually start from early February and they usually end around end of April or end of May. So for district level competitions will be held around end of February to early March, and then state level it will be held around end of March to early April, and then for national level it will be held around May. So this would give time for them to prepare for each for the next level of competition for the winners. Next is the second half of the year. It is similar to the first half. This is because it is based on the school schedules, based on the school examinations and all. So it is the same. We have the midterm holidays, and then we have the annual holidays. So competitions are also the same. District, state and national level. District around August, September, state around September, October, and national around November. So then during the annual holidays there will be no training sessions. Okay, so the precedent study is similar. The Sports, Recreation and Cultural Center of Park. Okay, next is the concept. So my concept is field of vision. So what it means by that is that a good public space is seen from its quality of accessibility, and there are two types of quality of accessibility: physical access, which is direct and relates to the circulation, and visual access, which is a component that is flexible. Architecture serves to frame the juxtaposition of spatial activities, the surrounding landscape and buildings, creating a vast composition which ultimately enhance the visuals of the site and promote the culture of Silat Seni Gayung. A Silat warrior is nothing without his sharp field of vision. It is crucial to be aware of one's surrounding in Silat Seni Gayung. Architecture speaks the same way by paying respect and acknowledging the site context. By doing so, architecture is able to integrate colliding fields of visions, giving visual access to, from, and through the site. So why am I adding an aspect of a vision going through the site? Is because that in Silat all the principles are taught in rules of three. So to only focus on views to the site and from the site, it would not be aligned with the teachings of Silat Gayung. Therefore, I intend to implement views through the site also. Okay, next is the design approach. So the method of the design approach is using line of sights. So in architecture, I will be using the concept of sight lines. So sight lines are lines from one point to another, representing the line of sight. And then there's intersection points, where it is points where two or more sight lines collide and share a similar view in their path. Next is the view corridors, which are prominent sight lines that are established 3D corridors made to protect a view. And lastly is the protected views, which are view corridors focusing on a specific point or landmark that should not be obstructed by development. So firstly, the sight lines. What I did was that points are placed on surrounding points of interest. So we have points at the tourist center, we have points at the neighboring shop lot buildings. We have a point at the field, a point at the river, as it is part of the Bandar Kota Tinggi identity. And I added 2 more additional points along Jalan Johor, which are to resemble the moving cars, since cars and drivers that pass by will have visual access also to the site. Okay, so the points are placed at the center of each elevation facing on the site, since if I were to consider all of the openings and possible views, it will be accurate, but the lines will be slightly more it will be accurate, just that I intend to take the average views. So I drew a line connecting each point of interest to see the intersection points. So there are also red lines which can be seen which direct towards the river. So these red lines will be further explained later. Number 2 is the intersection points. So based on the sidelines that we drew earlier, the intersection points can be detected. So these intersection points are locations with good public space potential due to its multidimensional transparency based on surrounding context, based on the surrounding buildings, the surrounding public spaces, and also the river. So the intersection points out of the boundaries of the site shall not be influenced, since it is not a potential area to place a space for the project. Okay, so as you can see from the drawing, the translucent red circles are where the voids will be, where the outdoor spaces will be, potentially where the silat gayung activities will be carried out. And the white spaces outside of the circles in the site shall be where the solids are, since they do not obstruct the views. Okay, next is the view corridor. So what I did was I removed the internal lines and remained the prominent sight lines, remained the prominent view corridors. So public areas will be used for silat gayung recreational activities, which will enhance the overall juxtaposition of views and create visibility of the cultural activity. Number 4 is for the protected view. So these where the red sidelines come. So the red sidelines are the protected views that give visual access to the river, which is part of the Bandar Kota Tinggi identity. So since it's part of the identity, it will be wrong for the architecture to block and intimidate the view. So these views, these red lines, are not to be obstructed by the building form or structure. Okay, so that is all for today's Create Progress. Thank you.